Okay, so are you ready to dive into something kind of wild? We're talking AI image generators today. You know, those tools everyone's using to make art. It's like magic, right? But we got our hands on some info about how this stuff really works. And let me tell you, it's way more complicated than just, like, computer, draw me a picture.
Oh, it definitely is. The tech behind these AI image generators, it's surprisingly complex. I think once we break it down, you'll look at creativity in a whole new light.
Seriously. It's easy to just think, oh, the AI is just copying pictures it's seen before. But honestly, after prepping for this deep dive, even I'm amazed by what's going on behind the scenes. So, like, where do we even start? Can you give us the basics of how AI goes from a text prompt to, like, a finished piece of art?
Okay, so imagine this. At the heart of these AI generators, there's this system, a network of neural networks all working together. Like each one has its own little job to do. Kind of like, specialized artists all working on one masterpiece, you know?
Okay, I kind of get that.
Now, you'd think the AI starts with a blank canvas, right? How we would start a painting. But, and here's where it gets crazy, it actually all begins with noise.
Noise. Like what,
Yeah.
like the staticky sound on a phone?
Exactly. Well, visual static, random data, pure and simple. It's like, if we're thinking painting again, it's like starting a painting by just flinging a bucket of paint at the canvas.
Whoa, that's pretty random. How does
Brilliant.
anything that makes sense come out of that?
Well, that's the cool part. See, the AI doesn't look at the noise like we do. It sees like a potential. One of those neural networks, it's usually called CLEP, analyzes all that visual chaos and it starts searching for patterns, even just tiny hints of something related to your prompt.
So like if I type in a cat with a monocle, CLIP is going through all that randomness, trying to find what, little pony ears, a tail, maybe like a shiny circle for the monocle.
You got it. It's sort of like those find the hidden picture puzzles, except the AI is finding the very beginning of the picture inside all that noise. It's like you ever look at clouds and start to see shapes?
Yeah, to
It's like that, those blurry shapes slowly taking form.
okay, but seeing shapes in clouds and a high-def artwork are two different things, right? So what's the next step? Like, how do we get from these vague hints to a full-blown image?
That's where the real magic starts to happen. So CLIP, it's found these basic patterns, right? And then another neural network steps in, usually one called a UNet. This one, it's all about refinement.
Refinement, like it takes those blurry shapes CLIP found and makes them, I don't know, less blurry.
Yeah. Like imagine you're sculpting, right? You start with this lump of clay, no real shape to it. And then every time you use your tools, you're molding it, getting it closer to what you see in your head. That's kind of what the unit's doing. It keeps going over the image, refining those patterns, making them clearer, sharper, really fitting your prompt.
So it's not like it's grabbing a cat from another picture. It's building this whole thing from scratch using math and my prompt. That's
Yeah.
kind of wild.
It really is. This whole process, by the way, it all happens in something we call latent space. It's like, it's how the AI sees and works with the image. But instead of colors and lines, it's all like math and numbers.
Okay, so we got the UNet like sculpting away in this latent space, but it's still like math concepts, right? Not a cat I could actually see. So how do we get from those numbers to a picture on my screen?
All right, so that's where the last piece comes in, the variational autoencoder, or VAE for short.
Okay, lay it on me. What does the UAE do?
Basically, the VAE, it's like a bridge between two different worlds. On one side, you've got that abstract math world, the latent space where the unit's been working. And then on the other side, there's our world, the one we see with, pixels, the little dots that make up a digital picture. And the VAE is like the translator. It takes those refined patterns from latent space, all those numbers, and turns them into pixels.
So it's like taking that math sculpture and making it real, like casting it in bronze.
Exactly. But here's the even cooler part. That VAE, it can work in reverse too. It can take a regular picture and turn it into that latent space representation, into the math stuff.
Hold on, going from picture to math, back again. What would you even do with that?
Okay, well, think about those AI filters everyone uses. The ones that can make your photo look like a Van Gogh painting or turn you into, I don't know, a cartoon character.
Oh, yeah.
Those are using VAEs. They take your photo, turn it into that mathematical representation in latent space, do whatever style change, and then boom, the VAE translates it back into a picture you can see.
That's insane. Like this whole hidden world of image stuff happening, and we had no clue.
Pretty much.
Okay, so just to be sure I'm following. We start with noise. The AI finds patterns, makes them better with math, and then the VAE turns that math into art.
Nailed it. It's a pretty wild process when you think about it. Really makes you see creativity in a different way.
My mind is seriously blown. I went from AI is just good at copying to, whoa, there's a whole hidden world of math art happening here.
It really is a different way of thinking about things. Makes you wonder, like, what is creativity, right? If AI can make art this good, is it an artist too?
Yeah. And if it is, then, like, what does that mean for human artists? Could they work together somehow? This is getting kind of deep, actually.
It's a big question, no doubt. And honestly, there are no easy answers yet, but it's something people are thinking hard about. Artists, tech people, even philosophers are getting in on this. But one thing's for sure, this AI art stuff, it's pushing the limits of what we thought was even possible. That's got to be exciting, right?
Totally. Makes you realize we're just getting started with what AI can do creatively.
Exactly. It's like, who knows what amazing tools and possibilities are coming next? This is just the beginning.
Well, I gotta say, this whole deep dive, it's totally changed how I see this AI art thing. It's not just tech, it's like a peek into the future of creativity itself? So thanks for like walking us through it all.
Happy to do it. Always fun to talk about this stuff with someone who gets it?
And for everyone listening, we want to hear from you. What surprised you the most about how these AI image generators actually work? Hit us up on social media. Let's keep this conversation going. And until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and we'll see you on the next Deep Dive.